Can you see the screen? Hello, can you see the screen? Okay, Ashwin, okay. Thank you. So only 45 or only 42, only 44 have joined. Tell others to join first. So do you remember what I had taken in the last class? We started module 2 with reading comprehension, isn't it? I had uploaded these notes in Linways, so you can go through these notes. And regarding your assignments, is number 33 present here? Is number 33 present here? Kiran. Please contact me after the class, okay? Just text me after the class. So, assignment 1, 2 students submitted to my WhatsApp number or my mail ID. I don't remember who they are. So once more, just put a message. Number 26, these numbers, please contact me, okay? If you had sent via mail, just inform me after the class. Number 26, number 32, number 39, 49, and 63 regarding assignment 1. Number 26, number 32, number 39, 49, and 63. Please contact me regarding assignment 1. I didn't get these assignments in Linways. Maybe you had sent it to my mail ID or WhatsApp. So if you had sent it, just inform me, okay, after the class. Then assignment 2, not submitted, numbers 10, 28, 40, 49, 51, 63, and 61. Okay, those who haven't submitted, these are the numbers who haven't submitted the assignments. So please contact me after the class. So, now let us go through the last class. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, Akshana. So last class we were discussing about how to read comprehension, what are the skills that we acquire after reading comprehension. So how can we improve our comprehension skills, etc. So this we had discussed in the last class. Now what is the purpose of comprehension? We had discussed. Now what are the techniques for good comprehension? So we had discussed several techniques like skimming and scanning. Skimming is just going through quickly, and scanning is reading slowly and carefully is scanning. Then non-verbal signs like the heading, title, the figures, graphs, etc. in the article that you're reading should be captured first. You should understand all those first. Then the structure of the text, structure of the paragraph. I said paragraph has 3 different kinds of sentences. The first one is the thesis sentence or the key sentence is the first sentence. Then the second part is the supporting sentences, and third part is the summary sentence. So a paragraph will have these 3 kinds of sentences. One is the main sentence, then the supporting sentence, and the last is the summary sentence. Then punctuations like commas and brackets, etc. Then the author's viewpoint, what the author is more interested in, what we get an idea about the author from after reading the article. Then what is the reader's anticipation? The reader is trying to understand the meaning of the words. Then summarizing. After reading through and understanding the words, we summarize about that article. If we had understood it well, we can write a good summary. So that was till there that we had covered in last class about the comprehension skills. Now let us go on to the reading styles. That is, for while reading for comprehension, you have different styles adopted for reading. Now, what are the different reading styles that are being adopted? So, shall I start now? All of you have joined. Okay, now I'm starting. Is the screen visible to you? Is it visible to you, the screen? Okay, okay. So, reading styles. So, let us look at the different reading styles. That is, each of us have different styles of reading, and mainly for common to all people, what are the different reading styles that we come across? The first one is skimming, which we had said earlier. Skimming is referred to as gist reading. This term is very important. Skimming is also referred to as gist reading. And that is, you're just reading to understand the general meaning of the text rather than going into the depth, going or read, understanding or trying to understand the depth of the going into the depth of the article. We are just trying to understand the general meaning of the text without concentrating on individual words. We just skip those words which we don't understand, but we are trying to connect the other words which we know and identifying, finding out the summary or an overall view of the text. And if the core meaning is understood, then we say that one has understood the gist. So you're given an article and you say, I've understood the gist, means I had understood the overall concept behind that article. Maybe I don't know each and every word in that article, but maybe I am unaware of certain words in that article, but I could understand the overall meaning of the article. So we say that I had understood the gist. GIST, gist. So skimming is also referred to as gist reading. So just that is understanding the overall general meaning of the text. Gist reading means understanding the general meaning of the text. Okay, so what is gist reading? What is gist or skimming is also called gist. What is gist? Skimming. It is one of the reading styles. There are different reading styles. The first reading style, which I said, is skimming. It is also known as gist reading. What is gist? What is gist reading? Okay, very good, Ashwin. Knowing the overall concept of an article, you had read an article, you don't know the each and every, maybe some of the sentence you didn't understand, but after going through the entire article quickly, you understood what the article is about, the entire concept of the article. And that if you had understood the overall concept, then we say that you had understood the gist. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, so you have to study all these terms. No, you can use it somewhere while writing and reading and all. Okay, so skimming also, it is also called gist reading. Skimming is just quickly reading through to get the concept. Then usually it is done to shortlist those articles in a magazine or a newspaper. Now we just go through the new articles in the newspaper quickly, and then we select certain articles which we need to do which we need to read in depth. So we are shortlisting those articles which we are interested in, and for shortlisting we have to go or we should have an overall look at the magazine or the newspaper. Mostly people do it with magazine. Take the magazine, you move through every page first, and then you find out the article which is interesting to you, and you read that article first. So that is you're shortlisting the articles. Mostly all of us we do. We buy a magazine, move through each and every page, and find out the interesting articles first, and we read through that first. We complete those articles, reading those articles first, and that is called gist reading. Okay, is it clear to you? Another example is skimming is done To search for a name in the telephone directory, when you're quickly searching through the telephone directory, you don't read the entire names. We just go through the alphabets quickly. And even if there are similar names, we just look at, if the name is only familiar to you, you look at it, and others you just skip off. So skimming is done also to search for names in. Another typical example of skimming is searching for names in a telephone directory. Okay, so did you understand the style of skimming? Did you understand one style of reading called skimming or just reading? Okay, Anurag. Okay. So let us go on to the second style of reading, that is scanning. I think I had covered skimming and scanning earlier also. In comprehension also we covered this. And second, we can consider it as second style of reading, that is scanning. That is reading, in skimming we read through quickly to shortlist certain articles which we are interested in a newspaper or in a magazine. And scanning is reading more slowly and carefully. Readings, now once you had shortlisted certain articles, you take those, you read those articles in detail. So reading more slowly and carefully and understanding the text in more detail is what is known as scanning. Scanning is you're just going line by line, and you're going reading on line by line, looking for certain contents from those lines and looking for specific information which we are interested in, which a person is interested in, and that is called scanning. Reading more slowly and carefully and studying the text in more detail to get some more information which we are interested in, and that is called scanning. Is it clear? Is it clear to you what scanning is? Reading a text or an article more slowly and carefully, and then we are studying what the text is about in detail. As we are reading, we are comparing what we have read with what we already know and trying to analyze everything. And so since we are reading slowly, every thought comes to our mind, and we compare what we are reading with other materials we already know, and we are going to gather more information about it, and that is known as scanning. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. So that was the second style, scanning. So first style was skimming or just reading. Second style of reading is scanning, going reading slowly and carefully to understand the text. And third one is intensive reading. Intensive reading. So this reading, it helps to understand the vocabulary. That is, we are trying to understand the meaning of words in the context. If we are not familiar with any of the words or any concepts, any particular words that we come across in a particular article, then we are trying to find out the meaning of these words so that each and every word that is mentioned in the article is familiar to us by the end of reading, after reading the article. So this is called intensive reading. So this reading, it helps to understand the vocabulary, that is the meaning, by deducing the meaning of words in the context. And it is more time consuming since you are trying to find out each and every meaning meaning of the word which you don't know. Then this is a time consuming process, and than the previous two styles, that is skimming and scanning. This is a time consuming process when compared to skimming and scanning, but it helps to understand the chronology of events in a long passage. If we are trying to read a long passage, you will be relating the passage with each and every sentence in the passage with each other, and so it will help you to understand the order in which these sentences are being built. So this intensive reading, it helps us to retain information for a longer time. The information that you read will be retained in your mind for a longer time than the first two styles of reading, that is skimming and scanning. And when information resides in a long is maintained in your memory for a longer time, it usually persists in the long-term memory. We have long-term memory and short-term memory. So those information that remain in our mind for a longer time, which we have clearly understood, will go into long-term memory, and those which we skip off easily, they remain in our short-term memory, because after some period of time, we might forget what is in our short-term memory, but those that are in our long-term memory may be retained for a longer period of time. Okay. So what are the two types of memory that we have? based on retaining information. What are the two types of memory that we have based on information retainment? Okay, Akash, long-term memory and Ashwin, long-term memory, and next one is short-term memory. Very good. Long-term memory and short-term memory. Okay, Siddharth. In long-term memory, we can the information that we understood well will always go to long-term memory, and this will be retained there for a longer period of time. And those which we just skip through easily, it will go to only our short-term memory, and that we will forget easily. Mostly this is done by students. If you are studying at the last moment and you're going through the topics quickly at a glance, then that will go to your short-term memory. And you write it for the exam, but immediately after the exam, you will forget everything what is in your short term, because you're reading a lot of content at the last moment, and all these contents will be in the short term memory, and you're just writing it down on the paper. After that, you forget everything. So that is about skimming, and there you are skimming through the materials. Whereas if you're going for intensive reading, it takes time, so you have to do it much earlier. And if you're going for intensive reading, then the information will be retained in your long-term memory, and this information, it will be retained for a longer period of time. Okay, so students usually they should go for intensive reading, because all information that we read or study is needed for a longer period of time. Even after our course, we need it. So brushing through hurrying at the last moment, we don't gain anything. Just the time you can just attend the exam, but to face interviews and all, you need to gather much more information. Okay. So that is one form of reading, intensive reading. Then the fourth one is extensive reading. So what is extensive reading? It involves reading for pleasure. That is, we are not interested in gathering information, but certain people, we are interested in reading certain articles related to certain topics. So we are just reading for pleasure. It is an element, there is an element of enjoyment in this form of reading, and it requires decoding and assimilation of the text. That is, you get enough and more time. There is no hurrying here, so you can decode and assimilate the text as you wish. So this is known as extensive reading, and it involves reading for pleasure, and there is an element of enjoyment in this type of reading. So these are the four different styles of reading: skimming, scanning, intensive, and extensive reading. So is it clear to you? What are the four different types of reading styles? What are the different types of reading styles? What are the four different reading styles? Anyone? Who's number 36? So if you're not answering, I will have to call out the numbers. Okay, Akash. Skimming. Then what are the other styles? Are you writing down in your notebook, lecture notes? Okay, scanning, intensive reading, and next one is? Okay, Nandana, scanning, okay. Skimming, scanning, intensive reading, and extensive reading. Okay, very good. These are the four reading styles. And I hope you understood the difference between each of these styles. Did you understand the difference between the styles? Any doubt? Do you have any doubt? No, okay. Now let us go to reading speed. What is reading speed? So the ability to quickly read and comprehend books and articles and other written materials is a skill. See, it differs. The reading speed differs from one person to another. A person who is interested in reading and who's used to reading may read articles quickly because he has a good vocabulary, he understands things well, so he can read through to quickly and find out and complete the articles or read the books quickly. Whereas those who are not interested in reading may take months to complete one book. Whereas those who are interested in reading books, they may complete a book within 1 or 2 days. So that is this reading speed is a skill that each one acquires, and you can acquire it only through practice. That is only if you are interested in reading, and only if you are reading it as a habit of reading, then it will improve your reading abilities. And usually we say that the reading speed, it seems like a superpower. That is, those who can read there are people who can read at a very high speed, and the average speed of reading is about 200 to 400 words per minute. You just set the timer and try to read an article. You will find out where the level where you stand. Just check if you are within 200 to 400 words per minute. Okay. Switch on your clock timer, and then you start reading an article. Take a newspaper or an article and start reading it. And after, at the end of 1 minute, you stop reading and count the number of words you had read. You will get this speed. You can analyze your reading speed. Okay. Is it clear to you? So here the theories or studies say that the speed of reading is about 200 to 400 words per minute, whereas speed readers claim to have it around 1000 to 1700 words per minute. And if you are setting a timer and trying to read, and then if you are reaching the level 1000, then you are a speed reader. If you are in 200 to 400 or below 1000 range, if you are in 200 to 400, you are an average reader. In 400 to 1000, you are above average. And below 200, you have to improve your reading skills. Okay. Is it clear to you? Did you understand what I said? So just do it as an exercise and tell me what your reading speed is. Okay, it will take only 1 minute, and then and just need to count the words. Is it okay for you? Hello. Did you understand my exercise? The question which I had given you now? Take an article or a newspaper. Okay, Ashwin. Take an article or a newspaper, and then turn on your timer. Mostly you have it in your mobile phones, isn't it? Just switch it on, and then you read aloud. Okay, read aloud. Not in your mind. You have to read aloud, and just count the number of words you have read at the end of 1 millisecond. 1 minute, at the end of 1 minute. So you can analyze your reading speed with that. Is it clear? Okay. Now, let us go to what reading evaluation is. So, certain people, they find it difficult to read, and there are certain problems with reading. And so for that, there are professionals who are capable of evaluating your reading process. That is, understanding the difficulties in reading. And these difficulties in reading can be understood only by professionals who understand the connection between the language and reading. So there are people who are experts in this field, that is, who understands the connection between the language or reading and the language. So they will be able to analyze when you read, and they will be able to point out the mistakes in our reading. So, and they can help us, and they can give us some remedial suggestions or recommendations to improve our reading. So evaluation is just analyzing how we are reading, or you're finding out the reading disabilities. And after finding out the reading disability, some remedial recommendations will be given, and this can be done. You can do the remedial recommendations in order to achieve reading success. To read successfully, that is, to achieve the reading style, or to achieve a good reading style, we have to express ourselves, or we have to consult the professionals who help us to analyze our reading abilities or reading disabilities, and they will suggest measures to improve our reading ability. So understanding the difficulties in reading and then determining what can be done to overcome the reading disabilities to achieve reading success is the main aim of reading evaluation. So the main aim of reading evaluations is to understand our difficulties in reading and how we can overcome these disabilities to achieve reading success. That is called reading evaluation. It is mostly done in schools for students, and they will inform their parents about how students can be improved in reading styles. So this can be done by professionals who understand the connection between language and reading and is able to make specific remedial recommendations. They give us some recommendations to improve our reading styles. So evaluation by external experts to identify our reading disabilities and to improve it is called reading evaluation. Okay. Is it clear to you? Hello, is it clear to you? Okay. So now going on to critical reading. Now, what is critical reading? It is the process of reading that goes beyond understanding the text. We are reading through a text, and we are trying to connect what we are reading with other known facts or what about something we had read earlier. And it is useful in all stages of academic study, where if you are reading a particular topic on say if you're studying any subject like mathematics, you are choosing a topic called matrices, and while you are studying, you are trying to connect with another form where you can apply this matrices to solve problems. So if you're going to analyze in that way, not only for mathematics, we need it for some other area also. Matrices is used in a wide range of application, like your memories. Even the computer memory is organized in matrix form. You will study it in your programming also when you come to arrays. So matrix is, we study matrix in mathematics not only to solve mathematical problems, but also to solve computer related problems. Like an image is also a matrix. So anything which you study, you have to relate it to some other things. When you're relating it to some other thing, and then you will find the connection between the entity that you're reading with some other useful information. So analyzing in this way is known as critical reading. It is the process of reading that goes beyond just understanding the text, not only what is in the text, but we are going beyond the text. And understanding, this form of understanding is what you should do in your academic studies. So it is important when writing articles, article critics, or a literature review. When you're writing something related to an analysis or a study, it is often critical reading that we need, and it involves what are the what are the characteristics of critical reading? That is carefully considering and evaluating the reading process. You have to carefully consider the reading process, that is what you are reading, then identifying the reader's strengths. The reader will have certain difficulties in reading. You have to identify the reader's strengths, then identify readers' weaknesses and flaws. Strengths and weaknesses should be identified. Then decide how the reading fits into other similar books or articles. So what are the information that you gather from other articles or books? So these are the things that we should consider in critical reading. Then after critical reading, the reader should be able to take notes. So critical reading is reading in depth and connecting it with other articles. So after you have completed critical reading, you should be able to write down the notes. You can write down notes only if you understand what the text is. Then you should be able to paraphrase the key points. We studied what paraphrasing is in the first module. What is paraphrasing? I had discussed what paraphrasing is in the first module. What is paraphrasing? Anyone? Do you remember what paraphrasing is? I had discussed this paraphrasing. We had done examples in paraphrasing, given sentences, what to do with those sentences. Anyone? What is paraphrasing? In module 1, we had done, I think, 2 or 3 examples were done in paraphrasing. No one remembers? Are you not going through these notes? I had uploaded all the notes for module 1, and also I had part 1, module 2 notes are also uploaded. So please go through all these notes. If there is a university exam at the end, you will have to write. Okay, be prepared always. Usually there it has to be conducted by university. So we don't know the decision yet because of COVID. Maybe if all the situation is better, then they might conduct university exams. So please go through the notes. Okay. Is it clear? So what is paraphrasing? I didn't get any answer. No one is answering. Paraphrasing is given a sentence. It may be a difficult sentence. Yes, it is someone else's idea expressing in our own words. Very good, Siddharth. It is someone else's idea. Someone has written a passage or an article. We are reading it and we are just writing down it in our own words, which is understandable. So just that is what teachers are doing. They read textbook written by some authors, and we convert it into a form which is more simple and understandable by the students. So we are paraphrasing it, but we are mentioning that it is from this textbook or it is by this author. We have to mention who the author is. It is not our own idea. So that is paraphrasing. So critical reading. After critical reading, you will be able to paraphrase the key point. That is, write sentences in your own words. And after paraphrasing, you should understand in deep what the text is about. So critical reading is reading in depth. And then after critical reading, you'll be able to understand the text significantly, and you should be confident enough to use your own examples on the subject matter. You should understand the text well. And after critical reading, if you had understood the text well, then you will be able to express in your own words the subject matter. You will be able to explain to others with examples on the matter. So, which means that you had understood the text well after critical reading. The next is interpret the text by by stating its meaning as a whole. So when somebody asks you what is this article about, then you should be able to give an overall idea in one or two sentences. That is, you should be able to interpret the text by stating its meaning as a whole. This article is about this. That is the sentence. You should be able to say it in a few one or two sentences, and that you can do it only, and confidently you can do it only if you had understood what the text is about. And to understand what the text is about, you should go into deep reading or critical reading. Is it clear? Next, also another point is that after critical reading, you should be able to reflect on what the text says, what it describes, and should be able to scrutinize the style. Scrutinize the style means after understanding the text well, you can comment regarding the article that has been written. That is, whether the style is good or bad, whether the author has written it well or not. And you to analyze or scrutinize the style of writing, then you should understand the text well, and you should be able to scrutinize the style and the structure of writing. The author had written something because he is knowledgeable in that particular topic, but the way of presentation, the style, writing style, etc., can be scrutinized by yourself if you had understand the text well. Especially the language used and the content, whether he had covered all the matter in the article or whether he's missing out any points, etc., can be analyzed by us, or that is called scrutinizing the contents. Only if you understand the text well, you can do all these. The person who doesn't understand what the article is about, he may not be able to analyze the style of the text or the writing contents, how much content, whether the author has included all what is necessary in that article, etc. You cannot analyze all that. Only if you had understood it well, you can scrutinize the author's style. Is it clear? So these are some of the advantages that we get after critical reading. That is, you should be able to take notes, paraphrase the key points, then next understand the text significantly and should confidently speak about that about the article, suggesting your own examples on the subject matter. Then interpret the text by stating its meaning as a whole. That is, if you have to summarize the text as a whole, and you should reflect what the text is saying about, and you should be able to scrutinize the style and structure of writing by the author and the language he uses, the contents he had included, etc. We will be able to analyze or scrutinize all these factors if we had understood the text well. Is it clear to you? So today we had discussed about the reading, what are the different reading styles, then the reading speed, reading evaluation, and critical reading. Is it clear to you? Hello, is it clear to you? Is it okay? Okay. Only all three of you are responding now. Okay, Trifan. Okay. Okay, thank you. You can say your attendance. Number 1.
Present.
Say your numbers. Continue your numbers.
3,
4, 5,
6,
7.
8,
9,
10,
11,
12, 13,
14.
15.
17.
16, 19,
20,
21,
22,
23, 25,
24.
26.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31,
32,
33.
33,
33, you have to call me, okay, or message me, okay? 33.
okay,
34.
34,
35,
36.
36,
37.
38,
39.
40.
41.
Number 4. 40 absent.
41.
Okay.
42,
Okay.
43,
44,
Okay. Okay.
45,
Okay.
46,
Okay.
47,
47.
47,
Okay.
48.
Okay. Present. 48 present. 49.
49,
Okay.
50,
Next. 50.
50,
51, 49,
Oh, 49 present. 49 present. 50.
50%,
Sarang. Okay.
51,
51.
51.
52.
Okay, 51 present, 52.
52.
53. Okay, 52 present, 53.
54.
53. 53
55.
absent. 54 present. Okay, 55. Okay.
56.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
58.
Okay.
59.
Okay.
Sixty.
60.
60.
Okay.
61.
Okay.
62.
Okay.
63.
Okay. So absent is number 53, number 40. Number 40 and 53 absent. Okay. 53 present. Okay, 53 present. So number 40 is absent today. Okay. So thank you.